rematch of the 99 finals and game 7 for the ages. This is pretty much like all you can ask for, y'all. Like, this is pretty much all you can ask for. Welcome back to the channel, guys. My name is Y2 Shadows. Game 7 just ended between Spurs and OKC. Spurs pull off the victory against OKC. They win by 8 points. It was 111-103. I took notes during the game. We're gonna kind of just recap everything and kind of get into it, but yeah, let's kind of get into everything. So first things first, though. I really I feel sad, but I'm gonna give SGA his flowers for 3.5 quarters.
Bang, bang, bang.
Shit like that. Shit like that.
So for the first 3.5 quarters, SGA literally acted like he was the best player in the world, and nonstop he was going crazy. SGA ended the game. Hold on, let's go to NBA.com real quick, y'all, because I don't know what his final stat line was. We're gonna swap over. So where's the stuff? Where is it at? Where the fuck is the shit at? Here it is. I'm tripping. All right, box score. All right, so there we go. So Shea ended the game 35, 9, and 4. 2 of 5 from 3, 12, 21 from the field. Only missed a couple free throws. Which he missed them earlier in the game, so it's earlier in the game. But man, Shea was hooping his ass off, man, and I want to give Shea his flowers because Shea was hooping his ass off, and he was one of the few on that Thunder squad that actually came to play today. Shea was getting buckets from all his spots. Had hit multiple mid ranges. He had gotten Vassell. He had got a Vassell and Castle in the air multiple times, falling for the pump fakes, and they would go for it, and then he get the foul calls. He had that happen to them multiple times. I think there was on a 3-pointer as well where Vassell was jumping into him, fell for the pump fake, and Shea did the usual to get the call. That was one of the nastier ones because Shea kind of flopped his body to the side when he did that one, but ended up happening there. But I will say, only reason I say 3.5 quarters is because Shea in the fourth quarter, Shea only had 4 points in the fourth quarter. 31 through 3 quarters, and then in the fourth quarter, Shea just didn't have it in the fourth quarter. We're gonna go to Twitter in a minute. We're gonna bring some stuff up from Twitter, because I had some things up there. But man, this game was a really, really great game. Back and forth. Spurs had taken the biggest lead of the game for the most part. I think the Spurs had went up as many as I think it was like 11. I don't remember them going up anything more than 11. I think that was like the biggest lead in this game was an 11-point game by the Spurs. OKC did end up getting a little bit lead in like the second quarter, and they went up as many as like 4 points. But I think that's the only time that they got the lead. No, I think they took it. I think they might have taken it like some point in the third quarter. Like maybe like a 2-point lead, but like that lead quickly dissipated. It went right back to the Spurs. But the Spurs, for the most part, was like, I'm not gonna say in control because again, it wasn't like this game never got out of hand. But the Spurs, for the most part, they did. Oh no, I lied. They did have a 15-point lead early in the first quarter. In the first quarter, they went up as like 15. It was like 15 or it was like 17 or 15. But that was like in the first quarter, and they like quelled that pretty quickly. But yeah, so kind of how this game went, right? In the first quarter, Wemby got the game started. Wemby by backing down he had backed down I had stumbled, and Wemby does a fadeaway off the glass and gets the bucket, Tim Duncan style. And that's pretty much how I knew it was like, okay, here we go. They're gonna go set the tone. Also, every Spurs starter had gotten a bucket early in the quarter, and OKC was like turning the ball over like crazy. They could not keep the ball at all. They were just throwing bad passes everywhere, and just had multiple turnovers that led to Spurs transition points. And Like it just seemed like at the beginning it was going to get out of the way because get out of hand because again the Spurs they went up again as like 15, but the Spurs have shown multiple times in the series that that lead is not going to stay. Moment OKC puts their bench in, they're going to start putting their bench in and going crazy. So how we know that is because McCain comes in off the bench. He doesn't start today. They have Kaysen start and Jared McCain comes in off the bench, and McCain ends up having 8 points. He had multiple threes, and then had another bucket as well. So he had 8 points. He was leading OKC with points after the first quarter. And the first quarter kind of ended after being up as many as like around like 15 ish. Spurs went up. It was 32-25 after the end of the first quarter. So it was just like around like a like 7 point game, pretty much like couple possession game right there, just literally right there in their hands. And then as usual, the Spurs bench was just getting outscored. KJ was in at that time. We'll talk about how KJ did later. KJ later in the game was huge. Salute to KJ. But early in the first half, KJ did absolutely nothing. Luke Cornett wasn't really a positive either. He's been a negative for the most of the series, to be 100% honest with you. But he definitely was like a negative when they needed him. That's like, well, when they needed him to play for a little bit. That's why Wemby ended up playing so many minutes. Hold on, let's go back. Like, how many minutes in total did Wemby end up playing? Because Wemby did not sit long. Yeah, Vic played the most minutes by far out of everybody in this game. Played basically almost 42 minutes. So basically, they needed him almost all 48 minutes. All 48 minutes there because anytime Luke Cornett was coming in, until like that fourth quarter where he got that block, which, good lord, that was terrible. I heart, but um from certain points though, it was literally like, hey, Wemby, it was like, hey, Wemby, you cannot sit this game. Wemby, we need you. We're gonna literally need you here. You can't sit this game. You gotta come in. You gotta play. So second quarter happens, and it was like a disaster for the Spurs. The Spurs just couldn't buy buckets like starting midway through the second quarter, and then OKC started going on their run, and that's where Shea really started cooking. That's where Shea started to heat up and started to get all his buckets. Because Shea ended up the half. Shea had 19 points at the half, and was like literally cooking it up. Paycom Center had gotten fully into it by this point, and you just kind of seen in real time. It felt like the Spurs were like reeling, kind of going from there. But from that point, but from that point though, you could kind of literally see it was like, oh yeah, like, hey, it might be really here, but we still like they're still them for a reason. And you kind of see how that ended up. Like the Spurs are still the Spurs. Because ended up there was a what was it? It was what was the play? It was Wemby at the end of the third quarter. He had got a little fadeaway bucket to like off the glass. There was another off the glass shot, but it was a fadeaway bucket, and the Spurs went on like a 7-0 run to end the quarter to make it 56-53 at the halftime 3 point game. Vassell had gotten a 3 pointer as well during that time, but literally like the Paycom was in it. It was like, oh, Thunder, here come the Thunder. Thunder now cooking. We were like, oh, here we go. Here's how it's going on. And that ended up going on from there. Oh, water is great. Um, oh yeah, Fox though. I will say though, Fox during that little run towards the end, like towards the end of the half, Fox had a three. Fox had multiple threes. To kind of make sure that the Spurs didn't get or lose like everything, like all their momentum. Fox hit a couple of threes from there, and then that's kind of how it had ended up going. And then the third quarter legit. The third quarter legit for the most part was like for like at least for the early part of the third quarter, like that first like 8 minutes or so, it was like all Spurs. Spurs in that point they went on like a 16-2 run. Champagne had hit like multiple threes. He even got fouled on a 3 point attempt. He missed a free throw on that one, so he made 2 out of 3. But he had hit like multiple threes. Lou Dort was like they had Lou Dort in the game, and Lou Dort continued to just be awful this whole series. Like Lou Dort had hit Wemby, and Wemby had fell down again. Something that like a lot of like fans don't want to see. If you're a Spurs fan, you don't want to see Wemby sprawling all over the floor like that, and Lou Dort had bumped into him, but Champagny made a three from the top of the key wide open, and OKC was forced to call their timeout. OKC ended up burning like almost all their timeouts like early too. Like their last timeout, when they used their last time, like it got to a point where they had 2 timeouts going into the fourth quarter, and they used their last timeout with like 5 minutes left in the game. So like 5 minutes left in the game, they just didn't have a timeout for the rest of the game. It was fucking nuts. So that shit was crazy there. But in the third quarter, right after they go on that run, here comes OKC again. Jalen Williams, not J-Dub, but the light skin man, comes in and he hits a couple of threes. He had hit this shot. He had hit this 1-3 with the high arcer that I couldn't even fucking believe went in. I was like, ain't no fucking way. And it was a cash, like pure swish. That shit was nasty. And I seen that one. I was like in disbelief, but it ended up working out for them, and SGA was still continue to cook up. He went from 19 all the way to 31, so he had a 12 points. That's 12 points. Yeah, so he had 12 points in that quarter, right there to get a 31. So Shea's still cooking. He finally gets he's getting some more help off of the bench because Jared McCain had went cold. And from this point, like from that first quarter on, Jared McCain did nothing the rest of the game. Did not matter at this point. But they had somebody to help come in the form of Jalen Williams. So Jalen Williams came in and had given them some help, and then boom, there they go. And then we get to the money time, the fourth quarter, money time there. And then in money time, what's funny is when money time happens, Wemby picks up his fourth foul early, and then he gets his fifth foul with like 7:45 left on the quarter. And for whatever the fuck reason, I don't know what was going through Mark Daigneault's head, but they just did not attack Wemby to try to get him to foul out the rest of the game. And I understand, like, it's game 7, so realistically, like, if you're a Thunder fan, you think that the refs are going to swallow their whistle and they're not going to foul Wemby out, and I get that to a degree, but if you at least, like, bait him, like, if Wemby does something stupid, the refs are going to have to call it, and they didn't, like, they swallowed their whistle a lot, but, like, they did call obvious fouls. Shoot, again, Shea, again, they were obvious fouls. Shea did do one flop, on there, but it was an obvious foul, but, like, they were calling, like, pretty obvious fouls today. Like, they were calling fouls. So if you could have baited Wemby into doing some dumb shit, Wemby fouls at the game, and now they have to rely on Luke Cornett to be their rim protector, and whenever Luke Cornett's been in this game this whole series, it's been a fucking layup line to the fucking thing. Me bamba! It's been a fucking layup line whenever Cornette's been in the series. But yeah, that's how that ended up going down there. They just didn't attack him. They took Wemby out for a second, and Cornette comes through, and the Spurs Spurs get a turnover. Live ball turnover just across the half court, and it's Hardenstein taking on the right side, taking the ball 1-on-1, and he's about to go up either for a layup or a dunk, and Cornette gets the block of the fucking century. Like, that's one of them blocks that, like, Spurs fans are gonna remember forever, and if they win the chip, like, probably NBA fans will remember forever. Like, and again, at that point, it was a 6-point game too. It was 97-91 when that happened. 6-point game right there for the taking, and it's just right there. And then right after that happens, Wemby comes back in. Mitch Johnson's not playing around. He says Wemby's got to get back in. And then from that point, it was just good night, Irene. They were hitting, like, Spurs just started hitting a bunch of big shots. Dylan Harper hit a 3, had hit a really contested late 3. Vassell hit a 3. They had again used their timeouts all pretty much early, and Shea was ended up gassed. He only had 4 points in the fourth quarter. At that point, nobody else for OKC was scoring except that good man Casey Wallace. And Casey Wallace, I'm gonna give you a Don DeMarco. I ain't gonna give you the full thing because y'all lost. But for that fourth quarter, I'm gonna give Kaysen a Don DeMarco. Kaysen had gotten multiple deflections. He had gotten a steal. He had hit multiple threes. Like he had hit 2 or 3 threes in that fourth quarter to make sure that the game didn't get out of hand. For OKC, he had hit one to get to cut the lead down to 6. And Kaysen Wallace was doing his best in the fourth quarter to make sure that, hey, the Thunder, let's leave this open for our best player to try to close it. And unfortunately, Shea just, I don't know if Shea was tired, which he did play a lot of minutes, so Shea probably was tired. But Wemby played a lot of minutes too. Wemby was probably tired, but it's like you got to get through it. It's like, hey, we're about to go to the NBA. It's like just about to be NBA Finals. It's like this was going on, but yeah, this is like from that point though. I pretty much like especially when the Spurs, not the Spurs, when OKC wasn't able to take advantage of the Luke Cornett minutes. Like Luke Cornett, we'll bring it back up here. Luke Cornett had a positive plus minus, y'all. Yeah, you guys see it right there. So Luke Cornett's plus minus, he was +1. A plus minus a +1. He wasn't a negative plus minus. Only person who was really bad was Harrison Barnes. That's why Harrison Barnes only played 3 minutes, because he was fucking terrible today. Harrison Barnes was dog shit, and Mitch Johnson knew, hey, we not finna deal with this shit. Like Harrison Barnes got to get the fuck out of here. But yeah, pretty much from that point, like. Again, Dylan Harper hit some threes. Vassell hit a 3. Dylan Harper with a crazy ass putback off of a missed 3. That was really crazy. Steph Castle being in the right place off of a missed 3 and gets rebounds and goes up gets the putback. It's just multiple missed opportunities. Not opportunities, but just well, I would say opportunities, but the offensive rebounds. It was OKC earlier in the game, like they had talked about it. OKC was like killing in offensive rebounds, and they were like, people were like, hey, if the Spurs are gonna like win this game, they need to make sure that OKC's not getting a bunch of offensive rebounds, because like them offensive rebounds are hurting. And what did Spurs do? Spurs made the adjustment, and they started getting them their own offensive rebounds and limiting OKC's offensive rebounds, and then it changed the tide late in that game. And from there, it got to the point where it was like 50 seconds left, 2-possession game, and then not even 50 seconds left. This is it's like later than that. This is now like 20 seconds. It's like 20 seconds left. And yeah, 20 seconds left, 6-point game, and Caruso has like they inbound the ball to Caruso, and Caruso takes off the far right wing, a deep contested 3 that fucking bricks everything. And then from there, Spurs get the rebound, throw it out to Vassell. Vassell gets a crazy dunk with like 4 seconds left to go up 8, and the series is over. That's it. And just like the entirety of the 2020s, there will not be another repeat champion. It just will not happen, unfortunately. The one team that got the farthest was OKC, but they couldn't reach the finals. Couldn't reach the finals, man. So yeah, that's how they ended up happening. Let's get to some stats before I bring up Twitter, because Twitter, there were some really interesting things that I had retweeted on Twitter for a minute. Vassell only made 1 3, but when they needed it, Didn't shoot particularly well, but they needed Vassell in this game, especially on the boards. 6 boards, like 6 boards on this game. Julian Champagnie in the third quarter was huge. Champagnie had hit like multiple 3s in there. 6-10 for the 3. Let's give Champagnie a Don DeMarco. Champagne was hooping his ass off. Big man Vic, 22 and 7. Didn't shoot the craziest either, but it hit three threes in this game. Obviously needed all of them. Has the most points on the team with 22 points. Like Steph Castle also did pretty well, 16 points. 6 turnovers is not good. You don't want to see that at all. Like had another high turnover game, but Steph Castle did his thing. 7 for 15 from the field, and then De'Aaron Fox, who I've been giving a lot of shit to this whole series. 3 of 7 for 3 today, 6 of 12, 50% exactly for the field with 15 points and 5 assists. Let's give it Don DeMarco.
Don DeMarco.
Get some great shit. Dylan Harper, 12 off the bench. Dylan Harper is the future. If you guys don't know, Dylan Harper, I think even whether they win or lose the championship, I think that De'Aaron Fox is going to get shipped out of San Antonio really soon. They're going to Dylan Harper is just too good of a player, and he's just shown so much in his first ever playoff run as well, to where I won't be surprised if De'Aaron Fox doesn't get shipped out of here by after next season, but more specifically, I'm talking like next training, like next trade deadline. Like I won't be surprised if the Spurs get offers and it's like, hey, De'Aaron Fox, we got Dylan Harper, deuces. Will not be surprised at all. And then KJ in that fourth, man. KJ hit 2 contested threes that I couldn't believe my eyes. Man, hold on. He gonna get the full thing.
Don DeMarco.
Bang, bang, bang.
Shit like that.
KJ gets the whole thing because, like, I was one of the people that was on Twitter saying that, hey, we should strip his 6 Man of the Year trophy. I was literally on the mindset. I was like, no, we should take his 6 Man of the Year trophy. And KJ came out and did his shit. Salute to KJ. KJ ends the game with 11 points, 2 threes in the pivotal, like when it matters the most, crunch time, fourth quarter. Salute to KJ, man. OKC side. Let's first talk about McCain. McCain in the first quarter was doing pretty well, but in the second half did absolutely fucking nothing. Fucking atrocious. Ended up with 12 points, -8, plus minus 5 or 12 from the field, and 2 of 7 from deep. Damn. Other Jalen Williams, 11 and 10 rebounds, 5 and 9. The only person on their team with a positive plus minus, and it was plus 10 in the minutes that he played. And it was noticeable. You want to know why it was noticeable as plus minus? It was noticeable because when Mark Daigneault, after the score at the halftime, they put Jalen Williams instead of iHeart. They benched iHeart and they had Jalen Williams start the second half. Like it was a really noticeable halftime adjustment that the OKC staff was making over there. But I didn't notice that there. Caruso was absolute atrocious. 3 of 14. I don't know how he ended up with 12 points. Oh yeah, he had gotten 6 free throws because, like, boy, Caruso was fucking ass today. He was dog shit. Shea, we already talked about Shea. Salute. Kaysen in that fourth quarter, like I said, Kaysen was a beast. 7 boards as well. Also, you see here, he's got 3 stocks over there. It was really, really good. And 5 and 9 for 3, man. Cason Wallace is a dog. Fucking love him. Lou Dort will be off the team by this summer. Lou Dort is absolutely a fucking atrocious. And man, they gonna ship his ass out so fast. Yo, Sam Presti is gonna get his ass the fuck up out of here so quick. Like it's legit. Like one of the few moves that's like guaranteed they were already gonna make. Like they were gonna get Lou Dort out of here for sure. But like if I'm Sam Presti and them, I'm packing his fucking bags like right now. Like his shit is packed and he's getting the fuck on wherever the fuck. Whoever wants his motherfucking ass, they gonna take that flyer and fall for the jig because Lou Dort is just not a good player. I think he's a dirty player. I don't really think he's really good at anything except defense. And even then, I don't even think he's really elite at that without fouling, without being like a fouler. Man, Lou Dort is absolutely atrocious. Especially when them fluky threes that he'll shoot, them fluke ass threes that's like have the high arc. If them shit's not falling, man, that shit's terrible. iHeart was terrible. 7 and 5 boards. Had gotten a couple of his floaters, but had once he had missed them, he just didn't have the confidence. And then Chet Holmgren. I Chet, if I'm Sam Presti, I'm putting you on a first fucking flight to Miami. I'm putting you on a first flight to Milwaukee. Whoever the fuck wants you, I'm getting you the fuck up out of there. 4 points in a game 7. You took 2 shots? 2 shots, nigga? I don't know who the fuck wants you. And I don't know how big your trade value is. But you're fucking done. That was the worst series of your fucking life. I could. Yeah, man, I ain't gonna lie. Chet's gotta get traded. If ands or buts, Chet has to get traded. He has to get traded. Man, I ain't gonna lie. If it's one thing I might do, shoot. I might, whenever Janky Rondo reaction come out, I might react to that shit because that, and it's gonna be weird because again, I picked OKC in 7. That was my initial series prediction, but I had no dog in this fight. Although, as a Lakers fan throughout the years, because of the history with the Spurs, I hate the Spurs. I really do hate the Spurs as an organization, but I don't hate Wemby. Wemby's I think is gonna be the GOAT. That's my guy. I've already let y'all know about that. Dylan Harper's my guy too. Fucking love him. But man, Chet. I don't even have much more to say about Chet. I don't even have much more. Let me go ahead and bring up Twitter real quick. Hold on one second. We'll be right back. All right, y'all. So now we're on Twitter real quick. I just got a new PC, so I had to log into my Twitter account, so I wasn't logged in. First thing, look at this fucking graphic by BR, dude. This shit is fucking beautiful. Look at this fucking graphic. Oh man, this shit is a fucking beauty, man. With the Western Conference Finals trophy over here. Next stop, New York. And I think that's Steph Castle over there getting brought up. Man, what a fucking beauty that was. That's a beauty right there. This one where we were talking about, y'all. One of the big things we were talking about. Since Braun left Cleveland and KD left Golden State. Look at this. Again, Thunder made their respect to the Thunder. They made it the furthest, and they made it the furthest out of everybody. But nobody has made it back to the NBA Finals. It's so fucking crazy. It's like, what a fucking wild ass phenomenon. But this is legit what's happening, and this is how it happened. This is what it is. In the fourth quarter, he only took 4 shots, and he had 4 points. They got his face. All right, that's wicked. I ain't gonna lie, that's funny as fuck. That's funny, but that's wicked. That's real nasty, but that's funny as fuck. That's wicked though. And then, oh yeah, and then one of the last things here. Look at this. In order for the Knicks to finally get out of their 53-year drought, they have to go through Wemby in his first fucking playoff run. Me bomba! First fucking playoff run, they got to go through this shit. Man, I ain't gonna lie, man. Knicks fans, shoot. I'll make my prediction in a couple of days. I'll make my predictions on Twitter, and then I'll do a series preview. I'll do a series preview myself. But man, that's gonna be another 6 to 7 game series right there. But that's gonna do it, y'all. I appreciate you guys for watching. Appreciate you guys for tuning in. Hopefully my voice doesn't sound too weird. Again, I got a brand new PC. I just finished building it yesterday. You guys might see it a little bit in frame here, a little bit right there, because I haven't figured out everything. I'm still adjusting settings and stuff. I transferred all my stuff over, but yeah, thank you guys for joining me on this journey throughout the NBA season. It's been really, really great, and we're gonna continue to talk about it for the NBA Finals. We're almost done with the season. season, but we got the finals left, and then we'll talk WNBA. We're gonna do WNBA. We'll post. So I'll get back to posting more gaming content on the channel and stuff too. But yeah, y'all, I really do appreciate you guys for rocking with me so far, and continue to rock with me, and let's make this channel go to the top, y'all. Anyway, I love you guys. Game 1 NBA Finals in San Antonio is gonna be on Wednesday on ABC, and that's a game that, again, it's gonna be a fucking classic, y'all. So I will see you guys in the next one, and the next video that I know for sure that I'm doing, or at least like regarding the NBA. Next video is gonna be, we're talking about the finals preview, so it's gonna be a preview of the finals. So love you guys.